obviously receivers was a big topic this offseason, but so was offensive line. And I remember the first few conversations we had this offseason was about Orlando Brown Jr., what's going to happen with him, what's going to happen with our tackle situation. Brought in Juwan Taylor. We thought it was going to be left tackle, ends up going to stick at right tackle. And we brought in Donovan Smith, former left tackle for the Buccaneers. He's had some solid seasons, but also has been injured for the last few years. He's off and on injuries and stuff, but played last year through it, and that's a lot of people say that was the reason why he played so poorly. But so far during the preseason, it looks amazing. Mahomes even made a comment after the game on Saturday that he usually likes preseason to kind of get hit a little bit, just to kind of feel like it's some contact, but the offensive line has not allowed that to happen. So everyone's online talking about this potentially being the best offensive line that Patrick Mahomes has played in since his time in Kansas City. Now, let me ask you, JD, do you agree that this is the best offensive line that Mahomes has played with since he's been in Kansas City? And what do you make of the offensive line and the two tackles so far?
One, that remains to be seen. Obviously, you want to get into the games. I think that evaluation has to happen halfway through the season, or even, at the end of the season, make that assessment. But look at on paper. I mean, you could say a lot of different things right now, but it's too early. It's too early. This guy hasn't really played a whole lot yet. So, I mean, it's easy to say, but you ain't seen nothing. True. Come on, man. Let's be honest, right? Like, before we start getting into saying these things and whatnot, let's do a full evaluation, okay? Let's do a full evaluation, because your opinion may change, week 6 or 8 or 10 or 12, okay? So, but, look, I love Donovan Smith. That joker right there, man, is an absolute mauler. I've been watching him, man. He's physical, tough nose. He's the type of player that I appreciate and I love, playing a tackle. He just got that gritty to him, not a dirty player, but he's tossing guys around. Like, he's going to beat you up. And that's what I love about it. And that's his mindset right now. That's what we needed, a guy like that to come in. That's what I was talking about. This is like when his old offensive line coach was saying that, man, this dude could be one of the top left tackles in the NFL. He was on the trajectory of doing that, before the injury and whatnot. But so the thing is, man, we got a great deal with Donovan Smith. I like his feet. I've been watching his feet. I'm watching his hands. I'm just watching him. He's beating guys up. He's beating them jokers up right now. Juwan, he's doing a good job. He's got to get his feet down. It's going to be a little bit different because now he's got Patrick Mahomes. Patrick holds the ball a little bit longer than, other quarterbacks. It's just, that's reality. Our tackle's going to have a harder job with Patrick Mahomes. Okay. I'm not saying anything that is not controversial. It's just reality. Okay. Patrick couldn't escape with his legs. He didn't get hit during the game, but I seen him doing some escaping, which I don't want to see. I don't want to. They had like 5 Cardinals run after him. I'm like, no. Throw that sucker in the dirt. You don't need 3rd and 20. You don't need that. Mm-hmm. Sure. Throw that sucker over in the stands. Yeah. I used to tell my guys all the time when I was coaching, I tell my quarterbacks, look, if you don't see nothing down the field, I'm always open on the sideline as a coach. Or to me. I catch it. Really. And that's kind of how I feel with that. So full game evaluation we had to get to. We had to get to that point, man. But it's some things that's going to be different that they're used to as far as playing with Patrick Mahomes. That's the reality. I don't think people want to really talk about that as much. Having a little dispute with a dude, on Twitter about some silliness about, OBJ and all of this thing. Right. OBJ is in Cincinnati now, right? Cool. Wiley is his upgrade without a doubt was with Juwan. We still had to take in consideration the drops, the quarterback drops, how deep he gets in the drop, but also to ball getting at his hand. Patrick loves home runs. He does. He loves the big plays. He loves making big plays. He looks down the field. and he's used to escaping and doing some things with his feet that other quarterbacks not used to doing. So Patrick's not going to be your typical pocket passer. He's just not. So that's the difference there. Are these guys up to the task? I think so, but we have to wait and see. I think I like I said, I like Donovan. Okay, and I like Juwan. I think these guys are without a doubt great offensive tackles. Okay, if they weren't, we wouldn't have paid $80 million. Then we wouldn't have went and got a big deal with Donovan Smith. When we couldn't get a left tackle in the draft, which we were going for. That's what was the deal. Mm-hmm. And he fell in our lap, man. I was just like, man, that's a home run right there. Love it.
Yeah. You were one of the few people that kind of kept Chiefs Kingdom at bay when we signed Donovan Smith. A lot of people were upset about the signing, didn't know if he was going to play left or right tackle. And you're like, no, he's going to play left tackle, and he's a good left tackle. He just had injury. So the fact that now everyone's coming around on Donovan Smith, it's funny to see the how Chiefs Kingdom just goes in circles with their takes on everything. But the one thing that everyone's talking about, what I wanted to ask you, not to compare Orlando Brown Jr. and Donovan Smith. But before we get that, I just want to say everyone's posting pictures of Juwan Taylor and Donovan Smith, and then posting pictures of Wiley and Orlando Brown Jr. and saying, like, which tag team would you think is going to win? Juwan Taylor, Donovan Smith, or Wiley and Orlando Brown Jr.? You can just tell, like, these guys passed the eye test, the look test, and they're just like
look test, eye test, of course, yeah, right. Look test, eye test, obviously, people want to pick, Donovan and Juwan, that's what they're going to do, mm-hmm. Right? And it's just, eye test. Yeah. That's what it is. So.
But so far, so you talked about, like, Donovan Smith's kind of the way he's played, it's kind of like an old school left tackle, like kind of mauler. He's got a meanness. Kind of like a Trey Smith, but the tackle, that meanness. Sure. Is that the biggest differences you've seen so far? Obviously, small sample size. You only have 2 games. In this game, what they played like 3 or 4 drives with Mahomes and stuff. But what's the biggest difference you'd say what you're seeing from the left tackle spot with Donovan Smith's providing to us that we didn't see from Orlando Brown Jr.?
I think that's part of the difference. I think that's where Donovan looks to dominate all the time. And I think Orlando Brown Jr. was still learning the left tackle. Like, just, man, I'm trying to tell you the kind of the difference in it where, he's getting the intricate parts down, with his feet and his hands, and he's punching, and he's trying to be technique sound. And Donovan's like, look, I'm going to be technique sound, but I'm going to be a little dirty. I'll cut you right here at this time. I'm going to punch you in the back of your head on another one. I'm going to hit you in your gut. You fall on the ground, I'm gonna jump on top of you. To him, it's war. That's the difference I see right now as far as dealing with it. Not saying that Orlando Brown didn't see it as war, but, in battles, people fight differently, right? You can see somebody who's more of a scrapper, and then you see more who's a guy who's a tactician, right? And so when you're looking at boxers, a boxer who's going to hit you everywhere. They're going to hit you in your shoulder, in your gut, in your ribs, a couple of head punches that is illegal. Hey, I'm going to give you a warning. He's like, okay, I got it. But he got that punch in. Mm-hmm. That's what I see Donovan Smith doing. And so he is a brawler. He is a mauler. That's what I like about him. I mean, that's the difference I see. Okay. And so when you go into war with a guy like that, man, in film, you're like, man, look at what Donovan did to this guy. Oh, look at that. Woo, look at that. And these things come up, man. You start seeing him in film, and he'll be celebrated for it. He need to be a pat on the back, the other boy things because of it too. And the good thing about that is when you do things like that, you get the defense frustrated, okay? You take a little bit out of the defense. We talking about chips and stuff like that. So imagine a guy getting chipped, also the tackle catching that chip, and he's jumping on top of him. Like, he's going to take some – look, the best thing to do is take some plays out of the defender. That's what you want to do. You want to slow that pass rush down. You want to slow him coming off the football hard. It is a battle out there. It's a physical game. You got to be physical. You got to hit guys everywhere. Everywhere. They got pads on. Hit them. So that's a big difference.
And now you have 2, and also raise the stakes on the O-line, because, before we always post highlights. Oh, Trey Smith, look at that pancake. Or Creed Humber, look at that pancake. Now you have your left tackle involved with that now, so everyone's going to be kind of competing for pancakes. And obviously they do it anyways, but you have 3 guys in the line who who are road grading people out there.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that's lovely. That's beautiful. That's like guys I play with.
Yeah.
That's the type of ball that I'm used to. And you want your guys on the offensive line to have that nastiness, that meanness to them. Okay, that it is a battle out there. Like that's where the game is won. It's won in the trenches. This is when we use comparisons about war and things like this. This is the reason. Everything in the football was based off the military system and environment. So your mentality has to go there too. I mean, because that's what it is. You don't want to get beat. You don't want to lose. And so you got to do everything you need to do to win. There's going to be some scrapping. There's going to be some holding. There's going to be some hitting. You'll see some guys when defenders might jump on the quarterback, maybe late and stuff like that. That offensive tackle will let you know, man, don't do that again. Don't do that again. I've seen you. Don't. And this, what are you going to do? I'll show you. I'm going to show you exactly what's going to happen next play. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, his play definitely jumps off when you're watching the film. You could just see, like, if you're just an alien just watching the Chiefs game for the first time, you watch a clip from last year, watch a clip from this year, you just see instantly right away who's that. That's a different left tackle than you had last year. You can just tell right away just the way they play. It's a different. Seems like one's more aggressive than the other one. Where it seems like it's not Orlando Brown was catching defenders back there, but it seems more like I don't know. It just seems like more like Donovan was kind of going into the battle, whereas Orlando Brown was kind of taking it on.
Yes.
There's a difference there.
There's a big difference right there. And so, and guys, however you play it out to be effective, right? Then so be it. I don't mind if a guy, like if we're talking, fighting styles, somebody's using Aikido as opposed to jiu-jitsu, right? Or, somebody's going to beat a mauler, MMA. Whatever you need to do, get the job done. But you just got to make sure that job is being done and it's effective.
Yeah, as long as it works.
As long as it works.
Yeah.
So, you can make a guy tap out. If I could break an arm in the process.
It's pretty good.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah, obviously, people were going on talking about the best line. Let's wait. We've only seen these guys have 4 drives together. So let's
take it easy. Hey, just take it easy. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, we're seeing them against the Cardinals, who's everyone thinks is going to be the worst team in the league this year. Again, let's wait. Let's wait this one out. Let's see how they do against the Hutchinson and the Lions on week 1. So that there you go, first test right there.
Yeah. So let me say it this way: they could be. How about that? It could be. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll wait and see till we start making that opinion. How about that?
Could be. I'm going to hold you to that. They could be the best offensive line Mahomes has had.
The reason, man, because there's a whole lot of opinions going on out there right now. There's a whole lot.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.